I think the next time Punjab and Rajasthan Royals play a match, the bowlers should go on a leave. Because every time they play, both teams end up scoring more than 170. And this game, that too in Mumbai, both teams scored more than 200 and Rajasthan Royals almost chased down the target. This was a match which was very great for Indian cricket as a whole because all the top performers were from the either the Indian national team or from the domestic circuit. And this is the match which will take Indian cricket forward. This is why IPL helps Indian cricket as a whole. But before I get down to the basics of the match, I just want to tell you one thing, that if you like our videos, please just don't go away. Please subscribe the channel, share the videos with your friends and keep following this channel because we bring you updates and reviews of each and every IPL game. We will always also be doing some more other interesting content and you will come to know about that. But now let's get down to the match. This was a match. This was a battle between two captains who are wicket keepers. One captain who was made the captain last year only, Rahul, and the other captain, Samson, got the captaincy this year. And remember, both the captains need a great IPL with the bat and with the gloves, the keeping gloves that is, to get a place in the Indian national team for the T20 World Cup which will be held later this year. And if the first signs are very promising for both the batsmen and keeper batsmen, I should say rather, because both scored a lot of runs. One got 100, one got a 90, and was fairly good in the keeping department too. Now what happened? Rajasthan Royals won the toss. They chose to field first in this Mumbai wicket, and Mumbai wicket always is a flat track. In IPL, we have seen that before also. That day, Deccan DC, that is Delhi Capitals, chased down a 187 odd target, which Chennai Super Kings has set. But what happened is that Punjab got a mammoth total. And if you look at the scores, you will see that Mayank Agarwal had gotten out in the power play itself. But Chris Gayle, which is in his new batting position, which he has been batting after this since the last IPL, and also for West Indies, after the fall of the first wicket, he and Rahul got off to a great start. They were hitting the boundaries at will. Batting was also easy. There were some loose balls, but those were very easily punished by these two batsmen, and there were missed chances. Kings 11 Punjab, all the top four batsmen, that is Mayank, Rahul, Gayle, and then Huda, who was the surprise packet, everybody got a life was given a life by the Rajasthan Royals. Mayank Agarwal, he was LBW, umpire had given not out, but they could have reviewed that, and in the replays it was shown that the ball would have gone to hit on the stumps and would have been out. The other three had their catches dropped. So that was a big talking point. But then what happened? Gayle scored 40. Rahul, to be the good side about him was that unlike the last two seasons, he kept the run rate and his own strike rate going at a good pace. That helped the Punjab batting flourish all throughout. They scored evenly with a good pace in the various parts of the innings. But the major impact maker of the Punjab innings was Deepak Huda. He had hardly batted at number 4 in IPL, but when he came down to bat, he was flawless. He was hitting sixes. He hit as many as 6 sixes, 20 ball 50, which he scored, gave the momentum to Punjab to get over that 200 run mark. And then after he got out, Rahul took over. There were a few lusty hits by Shah Rukh Khan when he came at the end. But overall, because the bowling was a little poor and all these batsmen, especially Deepak Huda, who flourished under pressure, he took the spinners on. He hit a spinner for 3 sixes in an over. In Mumbai, this target also looked very dangerous. But when a team scores over 200, most of the bowlers give at 10 runs or more per over. If someone gives 7.5 or somewhat like that per over by bowling his 4 overs and then takes 3 wickets, you have to just give him an applaud. And that's Chetan Sakaria, a net bowler for RCB last season. This guy, 23-year-old guy, has come a long way. He got 2 wickets at the last over by giving away only 5 runs. In power play, he bowled 2 overs, gave away just 11 runs and took 1 wicket. And this was a major takeaway for Rajasthan Royals, because this story of Chetan Sakaria is inspiring. He lost his brother a few days before the last IPL auction happened. He was playing Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy, as far as I know. But he and his family kept him in the game. They fought hard, and this guy, who at one time couldn't buy his own boots, got an IPL contract of 1.2 crores. And now just see, in the first game itself, he revealed that what is his qualities. And in the last over, the way he bowled, this use of slower balls, the line and length was impeccable. That forced the Kings 11 Punjab batsmen to hit out of the park, and they mistimed the shot. When Rajasthan Royals came on to bat, their innings also followed the same kind of pattern, because there were dropped catches, 3 in total. One was Manan Vora's easy catch was dropped, and 2 big catches that was dropped was of Sanju Samson, who went on to score a century in his debut as a captain. Nobody ever in IPL had done that. But those 2 catches were so easy. One by Rahul, another by a misjudgment between 2 fielders of Kings 11 Punjab. Those catches could have cost Kings 11 Punjab the game. It didn't happen. But what an innings by Sanju Samson. Remember the last time Sanju Samson was playing in especially Sharjah, he was hitting everything on the up, all cricketing shots. He did the same here. The wicket was good, the ball was coming onto the bat, and a lot of balls were also bowled in the slot, which helped him to get those big sixes. But he didn't panic. He never let the required rate go up. On one hand, Stokes was out for 0. Shami bowled a good ball and got him out in the very first over of the game, of their innings. But he was unperturbed. He played his own innings, and even at the end, when even 13 runs were needed of the last over, he kept his cool, tried till the end, but failed to score a 6 or a 4 in the last ball when 5 runs were needed. But why this thing happened? Like, why did Kings 11 Punjab win the game? It's because of 2 bowlers. Again, most of their bowlers, Jai Richardson, Meredith and Murugan Ashwin, was hit for more than 10 per over. But Shami, after his comeback, remember he had a hand injury in Australia and hadn't played IPL for a couple of months. He came back, he took 2 wickets, he was not that expensive, he was under 9, and Arshdeep, remember this was the find of Kings 11 Punjab at that time, now it's Punjab Kings. This guy bowled his heart out, he took 3 wickets and his economy rate was fabulous, it was not 9 again, and that's where they won the game. I will just, where in a match where so many sixes were scored, there's nothing to talk about the batting. I have already spoken everything about the batting, but when 13 runs were needed of the last over, Sanju Samson was there, everything was in his arc, he had got a feel of the ground, he was hitting it so sweetly. This guy kept his cool and tried only one thing in all the 6 balls, that is the line outside off stump. Yorkish line outside of stump. Yeah, he missed the line once or twice, but he kept hitting that line, and that's why only 1 6 was hit by Sanju Samson. Even in the last ball, it was kind of in the slot of Samson, but he sliced it and got caught at the boundary at the sweeper cover boundary, you can say. But this whole tactics of Arshdeep was so heartening to see, because he didn't try out too many things. Had he gone straight or in the leg side, Sanju Samson could have easily flicked it on to the mid-wicket boundary for a 6, because that's how the batting, the pitch was on this day. And that's how Kings 11 Punjab won this game. Remember last year they had lost quite a few games, 4 or 5 games which they should have won. They had come very close to winning those games and they lost, and that's why they couldn't even qualify for the playoffs. But this year, a game which at the end looked like was going away from their grasp was finally won by them thanks to 2 Indian bowlers. So 2 Indian pacers impressed for Punjab. Their 2 batsmen, Deepak Huda and Rahul, who played really well. Gale was the other batsman who played well, scored a 40. On the other hand, both Sanju Samson and in the bowling department, Chetan Sakaria bowled really well. So it was a match where Indians flourished, and that's what we want to see in IPL. The growth of Indians. And now it will be interesting to see if Samson and KL Rahul fights for a wicket-keeper slot along with Rishabh Pant when India go to the T20 World Cup, which will be played later this year. So we'll talk about that, we'll talk about other matches, but for now it's time for me to say goodbye. Keep supporting us, subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon to get notifications each and every time we post a video. For now, bye bye.